you ever considered becoming a vegan but didn't know what steps to take? Or started the transition but wasn't able to finish the process? Well, you're in luck because now you have the easiest way to become a vegan. A simple and clear guide to embracing a vegan lifestyle. For more information, please visit www.veganintel.com and get your guide today.
Okay, health is wealth, so take care of yourself. Prince Charles says he's going to stop eating red meat. For those who don't know, Prince Charles has been having some problems with cancer. They won't specify what cancer, but he is saying that his body is telling him to stop eating red meat. He's already stopped consuming dairy products. And he says his body is responding to him making those changes. That his body is letting him know what's good for him and what's not. Now, you know he has some of the best doctors in the world. He's the king. I should have called him King Charles, not Prince Charles. And King Charles is getting some great health care. And he's gotten to the point where he's realizing that certain things he just cannot consume anymore. And I'm sure he's got the mindset that he wish he would have stopped earlier. The way the media works now, I can't say certain things. I can't make certain claims. But I can say for myself, one of the best things I've ever done was to stop eating animal products, including fish, chicken, all of that. It's made a great difference. I haven't eaten an animal since 1978. I definitely can tell the difference. I feel great. I don't have ailments. I'm not on any type of pharmaceuticals, anything like that, and haven't been really. So it's definitely a plus. And it's not just the fact that I cut back animal byproducts. I cut back artificial flavors, artificial coloring, preservatives. There's a lot of food I can't eat because of, or won't eat because of the ingredients in that food. And there is an advantage to cutting food that's not quite that healthy. And the advantage is you're going to replace it with food that is healthy. And so the more unhealthy food you eat, the less healthy food you eat. And so if you cut back on some of the cakes and ice cream and all that and buy fruit, when you get a sweet tooth, you eat some watermelon, you eat an apple, you eat a mango, you eat an orange, some cherries, some grapes, honeydew melon, cantaloupe, after a while, you get to the point where that's basically what you want all the time. So Prince Charles is, well, I keep calling him Prince King Charles. I've been calling him Prince Charles so long it's going to take a while, huh? King Charles is really having some type of serious health problems. And he's just going to make a change. He says he has to. He says he has to. King Charles' biggest diet sacrifice, as he does anything to beat cancer. Charles has made a number of adjustments to his diet in recent months as he continues his cancer treatment, with the monarch cutting out one particular food group. King Charles has long been known for his dedication to health and a diet rich in simple, organic, seasonal produce rather than rich, heavy meals. The king's commitment to wellness is even more pronounced lately as he continues to focus on his cancer treatment, as a royal expert tells OK that the monarch will do all he can to hasten his recovery and beat cancer. The revelations were provided by Queen Camille's son, Tom Parker Bowles, as he shared insights into the monarch's nutritional changes, revealing that not only has the king introduced avocados to his diet, but also cut out red meat altogether. Speaking to Saga, Tom said, "I'm no nutritionist, but I know that food is part of a body's medicine. It knows when it's having the right stuff." The dietary shift led former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond to tell the magazine, I don't think it would be much of a sacrifice for Charles to cut out red meat. He has always been very conscious about his diet, very rarely eating lunch. And for many years he has deliberately avoided meat and fish on 2 days a week. He has also reduced his intake on dairy products in recent years. Some of this is for the environmental reasons, but now there is a medical incentive to cut out red meat altogether. She concluded by focusing on His Majesty's determination in the face of health challenges, saying he probably will miss his organic roast lamb, but I'm sure he is totally focused on his recovery and will do anything the doctors say to beat or control the cancer. The monarch's breakfast routine has long been a subject of intrigue, with former royal staff spilling the beans on Charles' eating habits. Prior to Queen Elizabeth II's passing, Royal Chef Graham Newbold revealed the prince has a healthier option. He'd have homemade bread, a bowl of fresh fruit juice. Whenever the prince goes in the world, the breakfast box goes with him. He has 6 different types of honey, some special muesli, his dried fruit, and anything that's a bit special that he is a bit fussy about. Explaining the king's particular choices, Darren said the instruction was to put 2 plums and a little juice into a bowl and send it into him for breakfast. I'd send in 2 plums and he would take one So it would come back out after breakfast. And I'd put the other plum back into the jar and save it. One morning I thought, okay, he only eats one for breakfast. So I only put one plum into the bowl and he sent it out into the dining room. The attending waiter came through and said, "Can His Majesty Highness have two, please?" So I had to keep sending two in every morning. So he would ask for two but never eat them. I don't know what that's about. Bill Clinton did cut meat after his heart attack, and lots of people wait until they get in a bad situation, which I try to get my subscribers and my viewers to be aware. Don't wait until you're in a bad situation before you try to clean it up. You know, do what he's doing early so you don't be in that situation, because it's very hard to keep your health together. We live in a very toxic world. We also live in a very violent world. And we live in a world where anything can happen, bad accidents and all type of stuff. So not only do you want to eat as much nutrition as possible to avoid from being sick, you want to consume as much nutrition and get as much vitamins and nutrients in your body in case you do get sick, so you have the necessary minerals and nutrition to heal. And a lot of people don't understand that. And this is why some people, when they do catch a cold or a flu, this is why it's so detrimental to them, because they haven't put the proper things in their body to protect against things. And if you don't eat enough to try to protect, then you also are not eating enough good things to heal. So it's a two-way thing, because anything can happen. Even if you cut yourself, you'll notice that if you're taking your vitamins properly and you're getting enough nutrition, you'll notice that cuts heal like that. If not, it might not heal as quickly as you want it to heal, because you don't have the medical band-aid to patch up your wound. So you got to eat right. And I mean, there's alternatives. You see, you can get 22 grams of protein out these beans. You get 0 gram of fiber out this meat, but you get 15 grams of fiber out the beans. You get 1.9 mg of iron, and you get 5 milligrams of iron from the beans. You get 23 milligrams of magnesium, but you get 171 milligrams of magnesium from the beans. You get 74 milligrams of cholesterol from the meat. You don't get any cholesterol from the beans. The meat costs $3 per gram, per 100 grams. And the beans cost 50 cents per 100 grams. And I don't know what the 1,480 liters of water means. And this was only 103 liters of water, but I guess that's how much it takes to grow it. It does take a lot of water to feed these cows. And you have to watch it, because your intestines, if you stuff a bunch of very hard to digest food in there, I mean, you ain't going to be able to get it out. I don't think they tell people that. I don't think people understand what's going on with their intestines. You can see the difference in the cow, in the lion and in us. And you can see why a lion can push those things through. The lion has an exceptionally large amount of acid in his stomach. We don't have acid like that. And our stomachs, our intestines are very fragile. Don't they look fragile? They're very soft. And you can damage the inside of those, of your intestines. You can end up with sores in your intestines, and that's how you end up with the colon cancer, because you end up with sores in there, blisters like that just get bigger and bigger and bigger until they start to spread to other organs. When it busts through and it starts to spread, you know? So you got to really, really, really take your health serious. The outside of your body is tougher than the inside. The inside is soft tissue, so it can be damaged fairly easy. It can also, you can have problems because your food doesn't have enough moisture in it. So, there's food you can eat that will not give you cancer, but will definitely help fight it. Not to mention, these foods do many other things. You see those beets, see those cherries? These things do a lot. Always remember, red is good for the blood. So you want to keep your body clean. You want to keep yourself healthy. You want to keep your body clean. Clean, 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 clean. Okay? You don't want to play with your life. And you really got to watch the cholesterol. Why is high cholesterol dangerous? According to Dr. Bhattacharya, the concept of high cholesterol is not as cut and dry as it seems. That's because when doctors talk about cholesterol levels, they're referring to average levels in a world where most get more than they need. Dr. Bhattacharya recommends thinking about this more as a concept of healthy levels of cholesterol in your body. Here's why. Imagine you live near a factory that gives off dangerous fumes. You might not have asthma or be coughing day in and day out, but in the back of your mind, you're wondering if it's healthy to inhale these fumes every day. That's how I think about cholesterol. We're all living in a world where we're exposed to higher levels of it than we should be. When your body has more cholesterol than it needs, problems arise. Dr. Bhattacharya explains cholesterol begins to build up on the walls of your arteries, increasing your chances of developing heart disease and other serious problems. One tricky thing about high cholesterol is that, unlike some medical concerns, unhealthy cholesterol levels may not create noticeable symptoms. So you won't even know. It's a game of trust, explains Dr. Bhattacharya. If your doctor tells you your cholesterol is too high, you need to act on it, even if you're feeling well. Although high cholesterol doesn't usually cause symptoms, Dr. Bhattacharya says there is one sign that can often go unnoticed: erectile dysfunction. We used to think erectile dysfunction in men over 40 was happening because people were getting older, but it's a problem of blood flow. The blood flow to a certain area of a man's body are like the blood vessels in the heart. When enough cholesterol cakes the wall of the blood vessel, blood and nutrients can't get to those organs. Otherwise, the first symptoms are often a heart attack, stroke, or chest pain called angina, because the first symptoms of high cholesterol are often debilitating events like heart attack and stroke. It is especially important to get your cholesterol levels measured regularly by your doctor and make sure you are maintaining healthy levels. Does high cholesterol cause heart attack or stroke? Heart attack and stroke are most common problems caused by very high cholesterol levels, says Dr. Bhattacharya. When cholesterol builds up along artery walls, that's called I know this word, arteriosclerosis. 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 I've heard it pronounced. A heart attack and stroke are both typical diseases. Arteriosclerosis can cause arteriosclerosis. When we think about the ways that we can prevent cardiovascular disease, which is the number one cause of death in the world, controlling your cholesterol and blood pressure are key. What are the worst foods for high cholesterol? When it comes to the worst foods for high cholesterol, the doctor says it's important to look out for animal products, particularly red meat and dairy. High fat dairy is for growing calves. Doctor explains. It's for growing infants who need cholesterol and fat in their diet to build their brains, their nerves, their bodies. When we're eating full fat dairy and meat, we're ingesting a lot of dietary cholesterol, particularly saturated fat, which has consistently proven to increase cholesterol levels. So, message number one is this: decrease your saturated fat intake to at least less than 10% of your daily calories. The worst food for high cholesterol, given their high saturated fat content, include red meat like beef, pork, and lamb, as well as processed meats like sausage. Full fat dairy like cream, whole milk, and butter. Baked goods and sweets. Fried food. Tropical oils such as palm oil and coconut oil. And butter. What are the best foods to lower cholesterol? Plants basically don't make cholesterol, explains the doctor. So if you're worried about cholesterol, eating plants is going to help. And among plants, high fiber content is important. It cleans out your gut. It allows you to detoxify. It feeds your gut microbiome in a healthy way, and it can help prevent cholesterol from absorbing into your bloodstream. Wow. A heart-healthy, low-cholesterol diet may include foods like plants with high water content, like spinach and other leafy greens. High-fiber foods, including beans, broccoli, sweet potatoes, and a range of vegetables. Whole grains, such as oats, whole wheat, brown rice, and even popcorn. Fruits and berries, such as blueberries, strawberries, apples, oranges, grapes, etc. Nuts, such as walnuts and almonds. A handful will do. Polyunsaturated fats like certain vegetables oil. These can include canola, sunflower seed oil, and olive oil. For those truly looking to lower their cholesterol, the doctor adds that it's important to think not just in terms of quick results, but in terms of consistent lifestyle. Fad diets don't work as well. They can get you down briefly, but then boom, you're back up. Maintaining healthy cholesterol is really about consistency of effort. If you're doing 80% of the right things 80% of the time, that's a great start. So, look, y'all, this ain't no joke. So, you say, my doctor said my cholesterol is high, but I was told you need a certain amount of cholesterol. I'm monitoring as long as I'm below 300. I think I'm okay. How do y'all feel about this? I tell you something. I wouldn't be trying to get no cholesterol because you're going to get it anyway. So something you're going to get anyway, I would cut it out as much as I possibly could because you're going to get it anyway. I've never heard about nobody dying because they had no cholesterol. So I would just try to cut it all away because you're going to get it anyway. There's going to be certain cholesterol you're going to get. And so if you're going to be getting it automatically, then you don't need to pile on none. Especially if it's already been high before. It needs to go extremely low. That's what I would say. Because I can't see how you, I just can't see how you would have no cholesterol. I've never heard of that before. And I've been plant based for 46 years. You know what I'm saying, Danielle? I've never heard of, I've never had a doctor say, Farrell, your cholesterol is too low. I never, because come on, you're gonna have olive oil, you're gonna have some type of oils, you're gonna have some cholesterol. It's gonna be impossible not to get no cholesterol. I would think. So I would cut all the extra cholesterol, especially depending on your age. In other words, let's say this is healthy and this is unhealthy. So let's say this is healthy and I'm 20, and when I get about 30, I'm right here. Okay, what you want to do is you want to get back here. But let's say I'm unhealthy like this. I'm healthy. I'm 20 years old. I get unhealthy like this. And I stay like that 30, 40, 50. So now you've been pretty much not that good for a long time. So what I would say, if you're trying to change the way you eat and you know this has been a lifestyle of you eating bad for a long time, I would say you should go a little bit fanatic the other way. I mean, you don't want to be no skin and bones or nothing ridiculous, but I'm just saying, in order to repair that damage, it ain't going to be good enough to just go here or just go there. You're going to have to really go here because you got damage too. How's that going to get repaired? And so I would say, depending on your age, especially depending on how much weight you have put on, I would say the stricter the better. Because it's very easy to be lax, so why would you do that? You want to try the hardest thing, which is to be strict, right? So let's say I got some cookies, right? And I'm always eating these cookies. and I want to stop eating these cookies like that. So let's say I stop eating the cookies and I be like, oh, I'm gonna stop eating them 2 or 3 days, and I go back and eat one or two. I eat some. But here goes the thing: I've been eating the cookies a lot anyway. So why not just put them down totally? So now if I just put them down totally, 4 or 5, 6 months ago when I eat some, it's not as bad if I put them down for a week or two and I eat some. Because if I put them down a week or two and eat some, I'm not really clean of them yet. But if I just really let it go and go extreme, if I do fall off the wagon, it won't do me no damage because I went a month, I went 3 months, I went 4 months. So I would say, like, if you got habits and stuff you try to break, I would say, try to break them as long as possible so you could try to reverse any damage that this bad stuff gave you. It's like say you got an uncle and he drinks. Now you know his liver's got a little cirrhosis. So you say, Unc, stop drinking. So he don't drink for a week or two. But that cirrhosis ain't healed. Like, he not healed in a week or two. So now what, he gonna just have one drink and be chill for another 2 or 3 weeks? Okay, that might be cool. But is he gonna be able to do that? No. He gonna have that one drink, he gonna fall off the wagon. Bam, he's back in the same situation, if not worse. So I would say when it comes to eating right and exercising, I would say be as fanatical as you can. Cause if not, you ain't gonna do nothing. Basically, from my experience, the more serious I've been about working out, the more I've been working out and I'm still missing days. So imagine if I wasn't serious at all. See, that's my point. Imagine if I wasn't serious at all. So I got to be like over serious when I be going. So that way when I have lax, I've kind of protected myself. I would advise anybody to go like on a serious health binge. Seriously, because this is the thing. Me, I'm chilling. You know, all of a sudden I feel got to go to the doctor. The doctor said I might got a polyps. Doctor look and say I got some cancer. So if the doctor tell me I got cancer, that means I've been had cancer. Not only did I have cancer before I had cancer, I had pre-cancer, right? So that means I was on my way to getting sick before I knew I was getting sick. I got sick before I knew I got sick. And I got real sick before I even knew I was sick. So that means, okay, we're always trying to stop from being at the beginning stage. I don't want to be, I don't even want to be almost sick. Basically, and I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all the honest to God truth. You might say, man, I don't want to go through all this trying to go plant-based. But let me tell you something. What a lot of people don't know is how bad getting sick can ruin your life. Like, it could really ruin your life. Seriously. It could destroy your economics. It could destroy your marriage and your home. Seriously. I'm telling you, you could lose everything you got because where you going to get some money from? And this insurance, man, they scamming people. We don't even want to talk about the insurance. If you depending on your health insurance, good luck. Because they're going to leave you high and dry. They're going to pay a little something. So you like, You got to think ahead. You got to think, okay, I'm 35. Do I want to be sick when I'm 45? Hell no. No, I don't. At 45, go cut like that because what a lot of happens to a lot of people is like, man, you got to live your life, man. You're going to die. You're going to die one day. But then when it comes, you're not really ready. I'm 66. I'm not ready to die. I mean, you might have said you don't care when you was 46, but when you get 50 and 60, you going to want to live. You ain't going to never want to die. I'm telling you, you're not going to ever want to get sick. So the whole is, man, I'm going to just live my life, man, and whatever happens. Man, don't listen to that. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes when you get a serious illness, it feels like it ruins your whole life. Because what good was all that life and now I got diabetes. This is what people have told me. They told me that, you think that that's going to just ruin that part of your life. But they said, no, it ruined your whole life. Because your life is only the moment you're living in. And if that starts going bad, your life is bad. You don't feel well. You're sick all the time. You can't enjoy nothing. And it affects your livelihood for real though. And nowadays, with this group of friends and family, man, you'll end up in a nursing home depending on people. Oh yeah, they love you all right. Get sick. You'll see how much everybody love you. You'll be surprised. And then another thing is too, when you get sick and people gotta help you, that's when you realize how much stuff they gotta do. They got a lot of stuff to do too. Life ain't gonna just stop for them to help you for 24 hours around the clock. So how they gonna survive and help you? So they gotta fit you in between their schedule to help take care of you. This is why so many people end up in nursing homes. Because the relatives can't do it. They gotta go to work. Who gonna pay the bills? So I would tell you to be fanatical about your health. I'm telling you straight up. I would tell anybody be fanatical about your health until you get your training wheels off and it's just natural. I had somebody ask me, they said, Fred, what's the best thing about going plant based in your life? I told them the best thing about me changing is it makes my body like a car and me like a mechanic. Right? So anything I could fix it. It gives you the ability to repair yourself. Because you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to drink. You know exactly what to take. It's not like going to a pharmacy and just guessing what this pill gonna do. No, you got stomach problems, papayas, bam. You know right off the top. You become a master of self-healing. Because at the end of the day, the most powerful healing mechanisms is the food, period. That's why when I was little and I wouldn't feel good, my mother would go make soup. She'd go make soup because now you're drinking a broth. You ain't putting all that heavy stuff on your stomach. And that soup is mostly vegetables. So even if you got some chicken in it, it's basically just a chicken broth. But all that soup is basically a vegetable soup with like some chicken flavor because you can't make no chicken soup. You have to put vegetables in it. Think about it. When we was little, when we would get sick, they'd give us soup and they would give us ginger ale. And that ginger ale had real ginger in it. Just think about it. Some of you might be too young to know, but back in the old days, your mama give you some ginger ale. You know, when we used to get sick, certain sickness, back in the 70s and the 60s, you know, our parents always gave us clear soda, never Coca Cola, nothing. Not even juice or nothing. If you would get sick, your mother would give you ginger ale or 7 Up. It would work. I don't know what. It won't work now because it ain't the same soda. But they would give us clear soda and it would work every time. But like I say, this ain't the soda like that because back then, you know, when I was growing up, if you're 6, 5, 6, 7 years old, and your mother give you some Coca Cola or Pepsi, she used to have to cut it with water. They would put a little water in your glass and then pour it because it was too strong. It was too strong to drink. You could feel it coming burning out your nose. Like that's how strong sodas used to be. Sodas used to be so strong that if you shook it up and took the top off, it would shoot out and it would only be this much soda left. 3/4 of that bottle is gonna shoot out. Let more than 3/4. More like 4/6 of it. 5/6 of it. It would shoot all out everywhere, all up onto the champagne too. You had to be careful with champagne. You could hurt somebody with that cork the way it used to pop off out of it. It pop, 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 pop. You know, that champagne don't pop like that no more. And so, you know, you have to really, really, really make your health like your top priority. It's cheaper to keep her, and hers your health. Health, that's your lady, your health. If you're a lady, your health is your man, and it's cheaper to keep them. It's just it may seem like it's costing more because you're trying to eat better, but in the long run, when you see what they charge for them pills and them surgeries and all that, yeah, you might as well just have ate right. And it's just amazing that the prince, I mean the King Charles, he said he not gonna eat no red meat. Now you see what I'm trying to tell y'all. Now he wait till he get cancer, and now he's saying he not gonna eat no red meat. So what's that telling you? That if he wouldn't have been eating it in the first place, he might not even have the cancer. And it's like the medical industry, you know, you can't hate on them. They making money. They can't afford for everybody to be well. How they gonna make money? To be honest with you, what if nobody was going in Walgreens getting no medicine? They would have been closed. They ain't making no money in Walgreens at the front of the store. They making all that money in the back. That stuff they got in the front, that ain't how they making their money. It ain't, I'm telling you. Oh, you gotta take care of yourself, y'all. You got to. Research shows that eating too much red meat can increase your risk of colorectal cancer. Some evidence suggests that excess red meat can increase the risk of pancreatic and prostate cancer as well. So, how much is too much? The American Institute for Cancer Research recommends eating no more than 18 ounces of cooked red meat a week. Less is even better. Red meat is any meat from a mammal. That includes veal, mutton, beef, and lamb. And yes, that includes pork, even though it has been marked as white meat. The less red meat you eat, the better. A serving size of red meat is about 3 ounces. or the size of a deck of cards. It's best to eat it only occasionally as a part of a plant-based diet. Tips on Tips for choosing and preparing red meat. The cut of meat you choose and how you cook it makes a difference when it comes to your health. Choose lean cuts. Red meats are usually higher in fat, particularly saturated fat, which can increase disease risk. Choosing lean cuts of meat can reduce both fat and calories. Extra calories can lead to weight gain, which is a risk factor for cancer. When you are ready to start cooking, use low temperature cooking methods. Cooking meat at high temperatures, such as with grilling or pan frying, can increase the formation of cancer causing chemicals. It is safer to cook meat in lower temperatures and not expose them to an open flame. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what it is. Eat right. Make sure you subscribe. Send this to everybody in your family. Hit the like button. Hit the notification bell. And take care of yourself. Make sure you eat and take care of yourself. And you know what else you got to do? You got to exercise. Make sure you exercise. Victory.